Well, hey, welcome back. It's time for another little drawing. Gonna do some Earthsworld sketching. Found this guy. I just liked his little hat and glasses, which maybe might not, maybe this isn't the best for a portrait, but um, I thought it was kind of fun. So anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and start sketching this. I think I'm a little out of practice. Honestly, I haven't been doing these for a couple weeks. I have been doing some charcoal drawing though, which has been fun. My first goal here is just to kind of find the shape of the head. It's probably going to be a little exaggerated too. That's fine. I'm not really going for realism. But yeah, doing charcoal's been kind of interesting. I haven't really done charcoal before, and I started doing it because it feels kind of like painting, right? I know I had tried charcoal a long time ago before I painted, and I felt like it was really difficult to control and it was not fun. Once I started treating it like paint, it became a lot more manageable. So hopefully in the future, I can start sharing some of that. But for now, we're working on this. And I obviously prefer painting on or drawing on an iPad because I can undo stuff and move stuff around. But I'm trying to get back to the traditional stuff because I do think it makes you a little bit better at at certain things because you don't have that ability to undo and move things. I'm always like, lassoing stuff and transforming it. Okay. So I have like a kind of a general shape, right? I'm just kind of going around the outline, like the perimeter of this, and trying to simplify some of the shapes, but maintain like a proportion and a form a little bit. I'm using Art Studio Pro, by the way. I always tell people if you like Procreate and Photoshop, I think this is a good. I expect I keep doing that. This is a good app to use. It has really good wet painting tools, and it has a lot more features than Procreate. You can do stuff like clipping masks and you know uh, clipping to layers and all sorts of things. I'm using this. I have this on my. Oh, it's the double tap that's doing it. Too much coffee, I guess. All right, so this guy's eyes are. I want them to feel. They're feeling pretty small, beady. I want all this just to be in shadow anyway. It's like I don't know how much of his eyes we're really gonna see. When I think about the nose is broken up into like it's basically like a big wedge, right? So I think of like a block that's kind of sticking out of the head. I think a problem I used to do is I would put this part of the nose here kind of into the center line. And it should really, when you're at a 3/4 angle, it should be kind of like offset. That's a common mistake. I really like drawing from references like these. Then if you go on Pinterest, it's like, oh, hey, let's draw a bunch of perfect people. Where is the fun in drawing perfect things? I like things to have some character. I think it teaches you more about the human form when you draw things that are imperfect too. I mean, if you're just drawing the same thing over and over and over, well, you might as well just, draw like a Loomis head from your imagination every day because that's all you're doing. When you do stuff like this, you actually get real variation in shapes that you might not, which then, helps to inform your personal mental library. This guy's really fun teeth too, actually. Teeth are tricky. Because right now I'm drawing all the teeth, which when I if I color anything or shade it, I don't show all that. I'll explain what I mean here. Let me just block this in. Now what I do, hold on here. My brain is not working. Focusing too hard. Okay. That's what I do on the teeth. So I'm going to come through and just have kind of the edges of these teeth drawn. And then this chunk is going to go away. Now it depends too. If you want the teeth to look less nice, you could add in more of that because it makes them look, anytime there's a line in between your teeth, it makes them look separate. So you don't really want them to look like they're like there's big gaps in between them. Obviously, unless there are. I'm going to make these a little more crooked. There we go. I'm liking that. These glasses, I want to make sure that they're kind of thinking of like one big shape because I don't want the different lenses to feel like they're different sizes. So the next question is, I should probably paint this. I don't know, do something with it, right? I don't want just a sketch. It's too much. So I'm feeling like maybe his hat should be bigger at this point. So what I can do, I just use like use the warp I've exaggerated a little. Let's hit a little bit of that here as well. I don't think mine has quite the right head tilt I'm noticing, but I think it's okay. It's still reading all right. If I was really concerned about likeness and stuff, I would probably fix that. All right, let's see. I'm gonna just make a new. Actually, I'll just do it on this layer down here. I have just this little custom brush that I made. Actually, I'm gonna turn this to grayscale real quick. Make my life easier. Pick kind of a mid. Whoops. I'm not gonna like go crazy rendering this or anything. Just want it to be a short, fast sketch. I feel like I've already probably taken too long. All right, let's hit these. Actually, I use this slider a lot too. I have these set up on the left into it's like lab color. It's cool because then you get brightness, red, green, blue, orange, right? It's a really cool way to do color. It's hard with black and white though because if you adjust any of the other colors, you're obviously going to introduce color and then you can't. It's hard to get rid of it. But that's also another reason among many why Art Studio Pro is the better drawing app. Mainly though, it's just the way the brushes feel is so much better in here. I've always felt like there's something that feels wrong about Procreate's brush system. It just doesn't feel right, and it's hard to completely pinpoint. See, like, just put in a little indication of the eye here. I think we're good. And I think I can just black this whole thing out probably. Remember to go here. And once we lock in kind of this eye area, the rest of the image is just going to read no matter like how crappy it looks. If you can make your focal point look right, your brain can the viewer's brain, I guess, will just it'll fill in so much of it. And it's going to look a lot more refined and finished than it really is. I might do another pass over this too on like just to cover up some of that line art. Let's see here. I do like to paint under the line art though when I'm doing the wet paint stuff for the first time, because I don't want to, like, this way I don't lose my drawing at all, and I just can quickly hammer this stuff in. I'm just trying to pick out all the little cast shadows here and group them all, just lump them all together. All right. I feel like it's starting to come together here. I want to kind of block in a lighter color in the background. I'm going to cut out some of his hair. That way I don't have to draw any of it. Just get a, like I said, a shape. A little bit in the ear there. I don't know if I'm going to worry about all of the detail in his hat either. It's like I was saying, I kind of want you just kind of want the detail to radiate out as you go. Less and less as you get further away. And this is just a sketch, obviously, but that applies for sketching and full illustrations as well. So there's that dark part behind his cheek there. I'm going to leave that out because the silhouette looks better this way. All right, almost there. I'm going to just flatten this. And what I do a lot of times is I flatten stuff and then I'll duplicate it just in case I ruin something, and then I've got it on the layer underneath. I kind of wanted to just merge to get rid of some of these lines, especially in the darker spots. I just want it to all melt into one shape. This all just needs to be darker. Gosh, I must be like really jittery today. I keep hitting that. You notice too with the glasses, the refraction kind of gets you some really crisp highlights and stuff in here. That's important to show. Yep. I want to just hit these teeth. Well, I could literally probably paint this thing all day if I wanted to really dig into it. But what I've found, and I think is really important advice, is like, yeah, like, you know, I practice rendering all the time, right? If I'm doing an illustration, like most of the time you're spending is rendering and polishing stuff. Construction doesn't get as much time because you're drawing for like, you know, say like 10%, 20% of the picture. Well, that's the most important part, and that's the part I'm doing the least. So that's why I'm trying to not overdo it and just focus on the big construction part of the drawing and then set it aside because I don't need to finish it. Like I've learned how to fully render things, right? So you have to kind of decide what is most important for you to practice at that time. It's different for everybody. I'm just speaking for me right now. Okay, I think we're just about done. To make sure this actually looks like an ear, at least a little bit. Just pop in a couple little highlights. What's really nice though, okay, so real quick before I'm done, the really nice thing about these wet paint brushes, it's like I have all this line art on the chin and I merged everything, right? But I'm going to take, or I'll take a dark color. And the way I have this set up is I'm pressing really lightly and it's just blending everything together. So my lines just disappear. Then I come in with a lighter color, kind of smudge that in. But I'm not using an actual smudge tool, I'm just using one paintbrush. That was my goal when I was making these brushes, is I was tired of having to switch tools. So I know you can do similar things in Procreate too. I'm not saying you can't, but I've never had it feel as like nice and smooth. So that's that. All right, are we done? I think I just kind of want to get rid of some of these lines just a little bit. Just a little. Okay. I know his hat is totally lost up here. That's not a bad thing necessarily either. All right, is this done? I mean, I could literally do it all day. I could, but I'm not going to because of what I said. Promising myself more time drawing and constructing. That's where the magic is. Okay. All right, this is it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Like I said in my last video too, if there's specific stuff that you want me to teach you, like how to draw certain things, just let me know and I can make a video about it. because I need ideas too. So hit me up. And I'm obviously a very small creator, so I can answer you. I see everything. I'm not too busy for any of it. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Later.